Her lip was split. A dull purple bruise bloomed across her cheek like a storm cloud, and dried blood caked one nostril. She flinched when I stepped through the door. "Daddy, it hurts." Her voice, so small, so broken, it cut cleaner than any enemy blade I'd faced overseas. I froze in my own home like it was enemy territory. She was crouched in the corner, holding a dog bowl to her chest. Kibble, the cheap kind. She ate it slowly, wincing with every bite. My stomach twisted. "Where's your mother?" I asked, forcing calm into my voice. She didn't answer. So I called, rang her twice, straight to voicemail, then a text. "She's on vacation. Don't bother." I stood in that silent house with my daughter bruised and broken, her ribs showing, her eyes hollowed out from too many nights alone. And I waited for the woman I married to return. She came back 3 days later, laughing, tanned, shopping bags in hand, until she saw me, until she saw our daughter. Then her smile cracked like glass, and her face turned white. I didn't raise my voice, didn't ask questions. She babbled excuses, how I was gone too long, how things got hard, how maybe our daughter was just being dramatic. I listened, nodded, and went to the guest room where I slept that night, alone. Our daughter curled beside me like a stray, too afraid to sleep in her own room. I counted every bruise, 6 on her arms, 1 on her spine, 2 around her ribs. She didn't cry. Children like her learn early. Crying invites more pain. That night I stared at the ceiling, listening to the soft snore of a little girl who should have been safe. And I knew. Someone else had been living in my home while I bled for a country that no longer felt like mine. I started with the cameras. The house had been smart-wired before I deployed. She'd disabled 2, but the cloud backups? She forgot those. Weeks of footage. Strangers in my living room. A man, always the same, slipping in through the back, kissing her in the hallway, using my mug, holding my daughter's tablet like it belonged to him. And then one clip, he raised his voice. She flinched. Another, he shoved our daughter, hard. I paused the video, rewound, watched it again. His face burned into me. Next came the credit card statements, purchases that didn't add up, spa resorts, hotels, not in her name, in his. She'd been paying for everything, with my money, from my account. I checked my daughter's pediatric records, missed appointments, unsigned school notes, no prescriptions filled in months. She was sick, neglected, abused. And my wife? My wife had been building a life with another man inside my home, pretending to be a mother when it suited her. She didn't leave me, she replaced me. I set the table that evening, 4 chairs, roasted chicken, garlic potatoes, her favorite meal. She looked confused when I asked her to sit, even more when I said, "Invite him too." She paled. "Who?" I tilted my head. "The man who lives here when I'm gone." She didn't move, so I played the footage. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was violence waiting to be unchained. She stammered, lied, cried, said she didn't know what got into her. I nodded, slid a thick envelope across the table. Inside, printed screenshots, bank records, timestamps, a lawyer's contact. "Custody hearings in a week," I said. "You won't win." Then I placed a single photo on the table, our daughter, eating from a dog bowl. She stopped breathing for a moment. I never said a word about the bruises. I didn't have to. 3 days later, he came to the house, the other man. I was waiting. He stepped onto the porch like he owned it, like I was the trespasser. "You can't just take her," he said, angry, entitled. "She loves us." I handed him a sealed folder. No words. Inside, restraining order, photos, testimonials, statements from neighbors who'd heard the screaming. His face twisted when he read. Then I said, flatly, "She's not yours. She never was." He tried to talk. I shut the door in his face before he could. I didn't need to hear what a coward had to say. That night I moved my daughter's bed beside mine, just until the court ruled. She slept peacefully, for the first time in months. The divorce was quiet. She didn't contest, didn't show up to court. Maybe shame kept her away, or fear. Either worked. She signed over full custody. My daughter never asked where her mother went. Some kids just know. Sometimes I still catch her staring at the corner of the kitchen where the dog bowl used to be. I threw it out the same day she moved back into my life. Now, she eats at the table, in her own chair, with clean clothes, a full plate, and eyes that have started to believe in comfort again. I look at her and know, she will forget. But I won't. Some ghosts deserve to be remembered.